Good morning. It's been a while. It's been nearly 16 months since we had last recorded our videos. Obviously, I've been busy, and then the COVID 19 has changed everything, but I'm back now, and I have decided since I can't travel abroad, I am going to take you guys around the UK and show you the most beautiful attractions in the UK. So I've decided to start from Peak District, which is about an hour drive from where I am, and there are about 10 different attractions which I'll be showing you guys in next 10 videos. So the places I'm going to discover today is about an hour drive from here, and it's a beautiful day. I'll be giving you a bit more information about it on the way and whilst I'm there as well. So stay tuned and I'll show you and tell you a bit more about it. So we will be discovering Peak District in next couple of months. There are about 10 different attractions which I'm intending to explore, depending on the weather, considering it's already start of autumn and it will be winter very soon. So weather permitting, let's see how often and how quickly we can finish this series, but I'll do my best. The Peak District is an upland area in England. The Peak District National Park became the first national park in the United Kingdom in 1951. It offers a combination of amazing countryside walks and scenic cycling trails to spectacular rock climbing opportunities and quaint country villages. There are endless things to do in the Peak District, whether you are visiting for a day or for a week, you will want more time. 10 major attractions the Peak District has to offer is War Reservoir, Stonehenge Edge, Robin Hood's Cave, Alton Towers, Heights of Abraham, Chatsworth House, Haddon Hall, Kinderscout, and Matt Tor. So we are driving to a small village called Hathersage. We are almost there. I think we are only about 15 miles away from there, from the place we will be parking. And then we have 15 kilometers of hiking to a place, Stonehenge Edge, the place we are discovering today. It's supposed to be a beautiful trail, and it's one of the 10th attractions of Peak District. So we'll be there in about 15-20 minutes, and then we will discover the trail, as well as there are a couple of nice villages along the way, and apparently a 14th century church as well. And there's another surprise about that church which we will reveal to you guys later. So stay tuned and let's see what we can find. The Peak District National Park covers the area of 555 square miles, which is 1,438 square kilometers in the center of England. I have arrived at my first destination, a place called War Reservoir. War Reservoir is a large Y-shaped reservoir, the lowest of three in the upper Derwent Valley in Derbyshire, England. The River Ashop flows into the reservoir from the west. The River Derwent flows south initially through Hordern Reservoir, then Derwent Reservoir, and finally through War Reservoir. One of the most beautiful things and most unique things about this reservoir is this plug hole-like structure. The structure was designed and built to take surplus water from the reservoir and feed it into the River Derwent and local streams. It is also known as overflow, which is called a morning glory spillway. Because of its shape, it's also called a flower of the reservoir, which if you look from the sky, it looks exactly like a flower.
There is also a 5 kilometers beautiful walk along the reservoir which offers spectacular views from all around of the place. And there are also lots of opportunity to try water sports. There are many sailing clubs who offer a safe introduction to a sport that can be enjoyed by the children and adults. There is also excellent river fishing available at the reservoir as well. Overall, it's an absolute incredible place to come and visit, and you could bring your own picnic and spend a whole day here with your family, with your children, parents, whoever you want to come. This place has something to offer for all ages. I have arrived at the base camp of village called Hathersage. I'll be walking 15 kilometers that way to the place where I'm supposed to be going. It looks like a beautiful day, sunny, but I've still got a long way to go. So let's go. So the 15 kilometers of trail just starts with the beautiful lush green mountains all around us. Beautiful hike. The place we are going is called Stenagaj, which is just right behind me. You can see that top of the hill. That's where we are going. So it's about still, I guess, 10 kilometers from where we are. But once we are on top of that hill, I think we will have one of the most stunning views that we could not forget for a very long time. So let's carry on. The sun is getting warmer, it's getting a bit hot. Carry on. Let's go. Sheep have been resident of the UK since Roman times and became hugely important when wool, meat, milk and skin formed the basis of medieval trade. The UK is made up of a huge range of terrains and landscapes, playing host to approximately 90 different sheep breeds and crosses. I have made it to the halfway. It's absolutely exhausting, steep hike, but by the time you've made it halfway through and you are on this spot, the views from here are absolutely breathtaking and spectacular. We've been hiking for a couple of hours now. You can see behind me, that's where we are going. We've got only about 2 kilometers here, so almost there. It's been a very difficult hike. Really steep, really long. Oh, we're almost there now. It's been one hell of a hike. As you can see, I'm almost at the top. Not quite. I still have to climb all the way up there. But as you can see, these are very nice and steep rocks. It's one of the best places near my house for rock climbing. And as you can see, there are lots of people rock climbing over there. This is one of the perfect spots to practice rock climbing. So I'm glad I'm here. It couldn't have been a better day to be here, but it is most definitely hard work. And I still need to hit the top and sit down and catch my breath. Finally, I have made it to the top, to this fantastic place overlooking the Dark Peak moorland and the Hope Valley. Stenagaj is the Peak District's most popular place for walkers, runners and rock climbers. Stenagaj is one of the top climbing and bouldering locations in Britain. The northern part of the edge forms the border between the high peak of Derbyshire and Sheffield in South Yorkshire. Its highest point is High Neb at 458 meters above the sea level. The panoramic views across the Peak District National Park are just magnificent, especially in the sunny weather like we have today. Areas of Stenagaj were quarried in the past to produce milestone, and some can still be seen on the hillside, carved but never removed. The main reason why we decided to do this walk was to find Robin Hood's cave. Robin Hood's cave is well known amongst the visitors, yet it is quite hard to find in between the rocks. Luckily, we found it, and it's quite a good place to have a picnic. And if the weather gets bad, you could actually seek a shelter in this cave. What I was really amazed about this walk was that it's only a 45 minutes drive from where I am, but when we spend lots of money to go abroad to find the most beautiful places and discover the world, we sometimes forget that how many beautiful and amazing places are just around us within an hour walk.
Well, it's been a very productive day and a fantastic hike to the Stanage Edge. On my way back, like I promised you guys, that I'll take you to a church and tell you something really interesting. So as you can see, I'm still on standing on the top of a hill. I'm walking towards that church called St. Michael's Church, and it's a 13th century church, so obviously 700 years old. But there is something very interesting about this church, which I'm not going to reveal it right now. I will walk to that church, and I will take you to that exact spot, and I will show you something really interesting about that church, why this church is very famous and unique in England. This is one of the most fascinating places that I was really excited to come and visit. This church, St. Michael Church, goes back to 13th century, 700 years old. Beautiful, fantastic stone architecture. It looks absolutely glorious, especially when you look at it from the top of that hill. But the other thing I promised you, I'll show you and I'll reveal a secret about this place. What makes this place really exciting is this unique, strange size, one of the longest graves in the UK. And if we could show you the sign of this grave, that you can say it says Little John's grave. And I'm not sure many of you know who Little John was. I'm going to tell you about who Little John was. I'm sure most of you, some of you have heard the story of Robin Hood, and Little John was the henchman of Robin Hood. So when he died, and obviously it's quite long grave, so some also believe that he was a very tall man.